God, was Raw absolutely terrible. But what else is new? We are live, man. This show absolutely sucks, man. Absolutely sucks. If I didn't have to be here tonight, I'd be absolutely passed out on the couch. Sleeping. Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles tried desperately to sell a main event that absolutely nobody cares about. On a pay-per-view that nobody cares about. On Sunday night that nobody cares about. Good job, Bruce. Good job there, buddy. Matt Riddle continues to be a geek on Monday nights. Nia Jax versus Lana. Bruce apparently has a infatuation with Lana. And I'm struggling to find out whatever else happened on this show because, quite frankly, folks, I don't give a shit. But one thing I do know is that Keith Lee can't wrestle. Keith Lee can't wrestle. You know who can wrestle? JD. I wrestle with the best of them in the IWC. That's why you're here, man. This is the Monday Night Raw post show right here on Off the Script.
Is this what you want? This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, hipster hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on the Monday Night Raw post show on Off the Script. Let me tell you something, man. I'm telling you, man, you guys think I'm bullshitting you. You guys think I'm bullshitting you, man. When I watch this show, this is how I collect myself, bro. I wrap myself in a blanket, and during most of the show, man, which is 3 hours, I want to sleep. And I wrap myself in a nice blanket, and I just lay there. And then maybe I'll get up and get a cup of coffee when Dana Brooke is on TV, or if Lana has a match, or if the Miz and Morrison are pretty much going over fourth grade humor on Monday Night Raw. This is what I do, bro. I just sit here in my blanket, full of cat hair, because Bacardi lays all over it, and then Bailey lays all over it as well. And I just watch Monday Night Raw. And I take my notes, and I analyze, and I watch, and I observe. And it's fucking terrible. It's fucking awful, man. Let me tell you something. Big Hodge. Shout out to Big Hodge, man. We're doing big things. Big Hodge is doing big things with JD in 2021. Bro, I had 3 glasses of wine tonight. It was not enough to avoid this horrendous Monday Night Raw. Bruce Pritchard needs to be fired. Clip it. Clip it. Somebody send it to him. Somebody send it to his fucking Twitter. Somebody send it to Conrad Thompson to pass the fucking note along to Bruce Pritchard. This guy is a complete fucking geek. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Listen, bro, I live 25 minutes from Stamford, Connecticut. Get me in fucking Titan Tower. I'll fucking run circles around this guy. I'll work for free just so that everybody, man, the fucking payment that comes to me would be the smiles on everybody's face on Monday night. This show sucks. This show sucks. I urge everybody, if you're watching Monday Night Raw in the month of December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, stop watching. Stop watching. Stop fucking watching, man. This show is absolutely fucking awful. In every sense of the word, but there's got to be some positive on the show, man. No, there's no positive. I'm done finding positive. I'm done. I don't give a fuck if it's Easter. I don't care if it's Martin Luther King Day. I don't care if it's Valentine's Day. I don't give a shit if it's fucking this holiday, that holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. I don't fucking care anymore. Enough excuses. Monday Night Football, the start of the NBA season, MLB, fucking spring training, opening day. I don't give a fuck anymore, man. This show sucks. This show sucks. It's awful. So much so, man, I wish I didn't have to be here. I wish I didn't have to be here. Really. I'd be on the fucking couch with my fucking sloth stuffed animal right there. You see, laying next to the Bret Hart pillow, okay? In my blanket, and I'd fucking pass out. Done. I want to be a fucking sloth during this fucking show. Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles. I don't know how many of you actually care about this match. I don't know how many of you actually think AJ Styles is going to win the WWE title. Oh, man. Imagine being Bruce. Imagine being Bruce Pritchard giving away a potential WrestleMania main event match at TLC because they have absolutely nothing going on Sunday night. Wow, Bruce. Wow, man. I honestly thought this man can't get any worse than he has already been. And here he is, giving us an AJ Styles Drew McIntyre match. Now we all know that Drew McIntyre is not losing because he just won the fucking title back. Hasn't defended it since he's won it. He's lost, though, because they put him against Roman Reigns. But they gave him AJ Styles at TLC just so that they could move him on to Sheamus. But what exactly is this doing for the actual pay-per-view? What is this doing for AJ Styles? What is this doing for Drew McIntyre? It's doing absolutely nothing. You pretty much put this together in about 3 weeks. You're trying to buy everybody's investment via a cash-in, and nobody gives a shit. You're trying to sell this shit as, oh my God, The Miz is going to cash in. John Morrison is going to help The Miz cash in. AJ's going to help The Miz cash in on the Money in the Bank briefcase. None of that is going to happen because The Miz is a loser. The Miz is a loser. Nobody in this fucking chat thinks that The Miz is going to be the WWE champion. I don't even think The Miz thinks he's going to be the fucking WWE champion when all is said and done. But man, oh man, you tried so desperately. You got Omos out there being a concierge to AJ Styles. Imagine how bad Omos is. Being that Vince McMahon sent him back to the Performance Center with MACE and Keith Lee and Otis and Dabba-Kato, right? Omos was a part of that group. Imagine how bad Omos is. being that WWE didn't allow him to be in a beatdown segment with AJ beating on Drew McIntyre at the end of the show. Imagine how bad he is that Vince McMahon won't even let him pick up a steel chair to nail Drew McIntyre in the back with it. So we got the concierge to AJ Styles, pretty much handing him chairs and ladders and tables. And a big beatdown happens. Go for the knee, right? Incapacitate the champion. Go up top the ladder, grab the title, and showcase it to all of the 1.5 million people watching this fucking horrendous program. And imagine me trying to be invested in this fucking show, man. Imagine you trying to be invested in Sunday's pay-per-view. All they did at the end of the show is pretty much tell you that AJ Styles is not going to win the fucking WWE title on Sunday night. Great. Saves me about 20 fucking minutes on Sunday night. Maybe I could start the stream a little bit early. And if you're looking for anything else that happened of importance on this show, folks, there is nothing. There is absolutely nothing. I don't know how much more ranting I can do on the Keith Lee situation. A lot of people were saying to me tonight after my tweet, oh, well, why don't you stop jumping to conclusions? Why are you using the word buried? Why don't you just give it time to develop? Well, he lost a 2-on-1 handicap match. Keith Lee did. This is the type of fucking nonsensical, idiotic, fucking 1 IQ bullshit that I have to hear on Twitter. Folks, Keith Lee is buried. Keith Lee is buried. So buried that I'm surprised he didn't star as an extra in the Boneyard match between AJ Styles and The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So buried that he may join the fucking Legions of Dead on the new season of The Walking. He may actually star in the new season of The Walking Dead. For all we fucking know, he may be one of Negan's fucking henchmen in the afterlife. I don't fucking know. This guy is dead. So much so that I don't think any type of fucking blowjob from Mia Yim at the end of the evening when they go home later is going to be able to resuscitate limited Keith Lee. Dead. This guy, I don't even know why the fuck they called him up. Why do you call somebody up from the main roster if this is exactly... Imagine calling Keith Lee up to the main roster, bro. Imagine calling Keith Lee up to the main roster and their idea of plans is to have this guy lose in a handicap match to the two biggest losers on the WWE roster named Mike Mizanin and John, I wish I was Johnny Mundo, Morrison. Imagine that, folks. Why is he even here? Why do you even bother calling them up, Bruce? Huh? Don't you think that NXT could probably use Keith Lee's talents a little bit better than you? Oh, that's right. You don't want Triple H to use Keith Lee's talents because he probably used Keith Lee's talents better than you and Vince McMahon. I am not a sucker. I know what you're all doing, and I'm not even there. I'm not even a fly on the wall. I know exactly what you're doing. This guy lost a handicap match tonight. Buried. Absolutely fucking buried is Keith Lee. And I don't like using that word, but I will be using that word a lot tonight when I talk about Keith. I am buried, limited Lee tonight. Folks, I wish I wasn't here. I wish I wish it was Wednesday. Even though I don't think AEW show is going to be all that good on Wednesday night, I still think I still wish it was Wednesday. And I still think it's going to be better than Monday night. Because the fucking shit that I took, the 2 shits I took this afternoon are better than fucking Monday Night Raw. I'm going to go over everything in my own way. What happened on tonight's show. You guys know the deal. Hoop Media is in the chat, monitoring the chat. Hoop Media probably thinks I'm a raving lunatic, but that's what I do. And we are going to analyze this the best way that we can, okay? I'm going to make it entertaining for you. I'm going to make it very analytical for you. I'm going to make sense of all this stuff. I'm going to bring you the whys and why nots and why this shouldn't be and why that should be. Why that should be on Monday Night Raw. That seems like a foreign language on Monday night. We're going to go over this shit like we usually do. If you're new around here, all you have to do is pay attention. And if you pay attention for about 15, 20 minutes or so, give me 15 to 20 minutes of your time. You're going to be a new subscriber of this show. That's all I have to tell you right now. If you're wondering, oh, this guy's a raving lunatic, why the fuck do I want to be here? Bro, you want to be here. You want to be here. Everybody in the chat, I swear to God, man, everybody in the chat, tell all those new geeks that may have just logged in, that may have just signed on to the podcast, you want to be here because there's no other place to be that's going to give it to you like I give it to you. Simple. Simple. Anyway, man, enough of all the theatrics. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Got 1,200 people in the chat. Holiday season comes early, man. Monday Night Raw is dying 1,000 deaths. So I can't wait for Royal Rumble season. If Royal Rumble season means more people in the fucking live stream, then bring on Royal Rumble season. Seriously. 1,200 people for a Monday night, man. Where has Monday Night Raw gone? Where is it? Doesn't look like Monday Night Raw to me, man. Anyway, follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Hit that subscribe button, man. Seriously, it'll do you a lot of good. There's a lot of fucking geeks in the community that you don't want any part of, man. All you want is who is going to give it to you legitimately. Seriously. And I do one thing better than everybody else in the community, and that is entertain and make you laugh. And that's more than enough to stick around and hit that subscribe button, man. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon page. Patreon is popping. We got some baseball mugs, the Off the Script official baseball bat mugs available on Patreon. We got the new Are You Live t-shirt on Patreon as well. All you have to do is sign up for Tier 2 of the Patreon. If you guys want just the t-shirt, Tier 1 is going to get you the Patreon perk there for the t-shirt. Tier 2 is going to get you the t-shirt and the baseball mug that you see right there on my beer fridge in the corner. Awesome stuff, plus other perks as well. Go to the Patreon page, man. Makes a great gift, not only for yourself, but that JD fan in your life. That is patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you missed any of the other videos that I've uploaded on the channel, go and check the description down below. So go and do that, man. We got Off the Script from this past weekend, the horrid WrestleMania plans, proposed WrestleMania plans. It was a threefer, man. You watched Off the Script this weekend, which, shout out to Jesse, which I'll see him on Wednesday night. I talk to him every day. But he texted me and said, Off the Script was a 5-star plus rated podcast this weekend. So if he says that, I know it's a damn good show, man. We talked about the Keith Lee situation. We talked about the WrestleMania situation and proposed matches from WrestleVotes. And we talked about how Rhea Ripley was actually in the plans to beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. But, you guys know what happened. You guys know what happened. So go and check all that stuff out. Everything you need is linked down below in the description of this very video. And as always, the podcast is brought to you by one of my fine sponsors. Tonight, we are talking about Ritual. Make sure you guys go and check out the description down below. Ritual, man. What is in your multivitamin? You deserve to know what's in your multivitamin. That's why Ritual is offering all of my listeners tonight 10% off your first 3 months. That is ritual.com/script. So make sure you guys start your Ritual trial today, and we will go over Ritual and what they mean to me later on in the show. Let's start at the top, man. Let's start at the top. Wish I didn't have to, but I'm here. We got Monday Night Raw. If there's any way for Bruce to deter people from watching this show, you might as well start off with Miz TV. If you want people to not watch the show, just put on Miz and Morrison, and I swear to God, man, remote controls universally will be picked up around the globe. Dirt sheet. Miz sat with Morrison, and he sat on a stool with the Money in the Bank briefcase next to him on a table, ladder behind him. He was plugging his Miz and Mrs. reality TV show on USA Network, and then he plugged his match against limited and buried Keith Lee. He read, "'Twas the nightmare before TLC." This was a storybook that The Miz had. I love how Bruce and Vince love to have a play on words. They're pretty much mocking the show and mocking everybody that's watching this show in plain sight. The nightmare, 'twas the nightmare before TLC perfectly describes this entire show. Unbelievable, man. It's like I couldn't think of a better fucking catchphrase or a tagline for Monday Night Raw. 'Twas the nightmare before TLC. Okay? He said Styles was the protagonist of this story. Styles showed up in the ring smiling. Styles then introduced Omos, but Miz says he didn't make the director's cut. The spotlight on Omos at ringside turned back off when Miz snapped his fingers. Styles then talked about McIntyre. Instead of Drew, John Morrison appeared in another corner of the ring, dressed like McIntyre, imitating his accent. Styles then slow-mo'd a chair smash across Morrison's back to show exactly what he's going to do to Drew at TLC. Styles ducked a few swings of a sword. Then he took the sword and stabbed Morrison with it. Styles climbed the ladder as Miz seemed to wrap up this fairy tale reading of the book about the nightmare before TLC. So Miz continued, and he read that the Miz would cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase afterwards. Styles angrily climbed off the ladder and told Miz that's the end of the book he gave him. They argued back and forth as Miz says he made the actual ending even better. Sheamus then walked out and said he thought he had seen it all in WWE. He said this community theater performance was slightly entertaining, but if they're done running their mouths and playing with their swords, he's prepared to fight with his fists. He entered the ring and got in Sheamus' face. Styles said he's not part of the solution. He'll be part of the problem. Sheamus says he's fine being a part of the problem for Styles. Styles then backed away and then threw a Christmas tree. Yes, folks, I'm not stuttering here. He threw a fucking Christmas tree at Sheamus. Sheamus threw a gift-wrapped giant box at Styles. So he sold the cardboard box throw as if it was a lethal weapon. With Styles down on the ground and Sheamus' music playing, they went to commercial break, and we go right into an AJ Styles versus Sheamus match at the beginning of Monday Night Raw. Now, I understand this is a children's program. I really do. But to have the reenactment of the Nightmare Before Christmas here on Monday Night Raw only accentuates the fact that these people are fucking clueless in everything that they do. Trying to get you invested into a fucking pay-per-view on Sunday night. It is the opposite of what cool is. I don't understand how everybody watching this show vehemently hates the product, and WWE is going to do something as cheesy and childish as... What am I watching? Am I watching a fourth grade play, or am I watching fucking professional wrestlers vie over the WWE title? Why am I seeing a reenactment of the Nightmare Before Christmas on Monday Night Raw with The Miz, with Morrison, with AJ Styles, with Sheamus. Why? I would love to know who thought this was mildly entertaining, mildly creative, or better yet, funny. This is not what we need. This is not what we need on the show. This and everything a part of this absolutely fucking sucked and was embarrassing. Letting you guys know right now. Even the match with AJ Styles and Sheamus wasn't even that good. It was good, but, I mean, who cares? Who cares? AJ Styles versus Sheamus to open the show. The reason why I say it wasn't as good as it's supposed to be, because both guys are fucking great, was because AJ Styles can't lose a match before his pay-per-view world title match against Drew McIntyre at TLC on Sunday. Why would the outcome be anything but AJ pinning Sheamus clean? I don't understand it. So, Styles put Sheamus in a calf crusher. Sheamus powered out of said calf crusher. Styles set up the Styles Clash, but Sheamus countered into a white noise. He went for a 2 count. Sheamus stood up. He favored his leg, because that was the story of this match. He went after the leg, did Styles. Favored his leg. As he walked over to Styles, Sheamus set up a white noise off the second rope, but Styles slipped out, hit Sheamus' injured leg. Sheamus fell backwards. Styles then made the cover, got the 3 count because of Sheamus' leg. Phillips said Styles now has momentum going into Sunday's pay-per-view. Said before, like I said before, we got AJ Styles not losing this match, and it was pretty predictable when the match was pretty much made before Monday Night Raw. Got to give Styles a clean win over Sheamus going into the title match against Drew McIntyre on TLC Sunday. It is what it is. Sheamus is going to get his own title match sooner rather than later. And I assume that is going to be the world title match going into the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Hurt Business. They were walking backstage when they happened to walk up to a guy eating a donut, because Titus is a fantastic baker. Apparently his donuts are rivaling Krispy Kreme. Seriously. I mean this wholeheartedly, man. You thought that your walk to Dunkin' Donuts to go get a strawberry frosted donut or a Boston cream donut was good on your walk to work, bro. Listen, it's nothing compared to Titus baking. Let me tell you something, man. Titus has his catering and Titus has his baking. You don't want to fuck with Titus baking, man. I'm telling you right now. So he explained he was eating an organic bro nut by Matt Riddle. He then asked them to try one. They shoved him around a little bit, tried to imitate him, or intimidate him, not imitate him. So why would they want to imitate this geek? Intimidate him. Lashley then said, "What goes good with donuts is milk." So he takes a carton of milk, and he pours milk all over this poor geek's head. Shelton Benjamin was smiled and yelled, "It's organic!" Thank you, Shelton. That's the most informative you've been since you've been on Monday Night Raw. So Sarah Schreiber came over and was going to interview them, but they began to leave. MVP called her over. "Listen, come here, honey." I asked MVP about facing Riddle later, she asked. MVP said he'll teach Riddle about respect. He said she should have asked about Cedric, Shelton, and Lashley, sending New Day and Riddle away to whatever freak show will have them. Shelton said those clowns belong together. Lashley said they'll send all of them on their own to a world of hurt. Good to know. I'd rather be in a world... Listen, I'd rather be anywhere than watching Monday Night Raw. But folks, you want to know what the real world of hurt is? Just sit your ass down on your fucking couch on Monday night at 8 p.m. on the USA Network from 8 to 11 p.m. That's your world of hurt. Whatever world of hurt Bobby Lashley's talking about pales in comparison to that. Fox. New Day. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston with Jeff Hardy, with Riddle, because you know they're going to be a tag team when the Hurt Business win the tag team titles. So Hardy and the New Day were warming up backstage, and Riddle approached them and offered to run something by them. He said he knows they all miss Big E. So how about Hardy teams with the New Day, and then they could have Bro E in their corner. They all liked the idea. So clearly, Matt Riddle is a geek on this show. So we got news on Matt Riddle. Vince McMahon apparently really likes Matt Riddle. So this is coming from Ringside News, because that's where all my news is coming from as of late, because everybody else just seems to pale in comparison as of late. So McMahon once reportedly compared Matt Riddle to a young Shawn Michaels. That was maybe, 3 months ago? I read that report. Here's what a WWE source told us in November 2019, says Ringside News. Vince likes guys like Shawn who have that rebel mentality, and he sees some of that in Matt. Matt can rub some people the wrong way, but he's a good guy, and he will do great when Vince calls him up. I think he's a future world champion. Vince will try to tweak him, but his personality will get him far. End quote. Now, that was actually, I got this report from Ringside News, but that was actually a report from Meltzer. Now, Meltzer went on to elaborate what Vince McMahon thought of Matt Riddle current day. Meltzer says this current day, and I quote, "So Vince doesn't understand Matt Riddle's gimmick, the bro thing, or anything about it. But Vince thinks that Matt Riddle is very funny in his own weird way. So Vince likes the guy. I don't know that he wants to push him to a main event, but he likes the guy on TV doing stuff like this because Vince probably never saw Fast Times at Ridgemont High and doesn't realize that he's doing a 40-year-old character. You know, Jeff Spicoli from that movie. And probably he thinks that this is really unique and funny and everything like that. And so he wants this character. He likes Matt Riddle." End quote. He likes Matt Riddle, folks, but you could talk about, Vince McMahon doesn't get the bro gimmick. Vince McMahon is the type of guy that finds Matt Riddle funny. He doesn't understand it, but he finds him funny. Vince probably never saw Fast Times at Ridgemont High. 40-year-old character, Jeff Spicoli, the movie, yada, yada, yada. The thing is, folks, what it boils down to is that Vince McMahon looks at Matt Riddle as nothing more than a comedy guy to make him laugh, and that's why he is on TV, to make Matt Riddle a comedy act for his own pleasure. When we all know Matt Riddle has what it takes to be a money guy, Matt Riddle was booked, again, I will say, perfectly in NXT. They didn't really accentuate the bro type of deal until he got teamed with Pete Dunne. But it was a time in NXT where Pete Dunne had nothing to do and Matt Riddle had nothing to do. Matt Riddle had a couple of world title opportunities at that point, so they needed something for both of these guys to do. And instead of keeping Matt Riddle chasing the world title, which he's kind of lost opportunities at, and then putting Pete Dunne in a situation where, you know, he could be a world title situation, but he's not really ready yet. Let's team these guys up. The whole bro thing and the whole Stallion Pete thing in NXT was great. They didn't really accentuate it. They didn't really overboard or go overboard with it. They didn't overwhelm you with it. It was a situation that was always kept genuine. But it seems like Vince McMahon they don't know what to do with Matt Riddle. They want to pair him with Jeff Hardy. They want to make the Hardy Bros out of this entire situation. They took his first name, did WWE. They took Matt from Matt Riddle. We still could have had Matt and Jeff, but now we got Riddle and Jeff Hardy. Doesn't really make much sense at all, no matter his first name or not. I don't really care for these fucking makeshift tag teams where you're taking two singles guys and pairing them together because you all know you done fucked up your tag team division and you're desperate for fucking tag teams. It's only WWE's way of saying, hey, the Hurt Business may win and we have their opponents lined up after they win the titles. And what happens after that? Nobody knows. Matt Riddle is a guy that is a license to print money if WWE wants him to be. But the fucking thing is, and I know everybody's thinking this, there's no fucking audience. There's no audience. And the thing with this situation is, Matt Riddle is a product of WWE not giving a fuck what they put on TV because there's no crowds. They manipulate everything on TV. They want you to boo somebody, they'll fucking pipe in boos. They want you to cheer somebody, they'll pipe in cheers. They even got fucking cheerleaders when you're in the Thunderdome. Oh, time to boo Shayna Baszler, or time to cheer Keith Lee. Let's see those hands together. It's exactly what they do. If anybody tells you otherwise, they're a blithering fucking idiot. I've been there. I've been in there. Matt Riddle is a product, and Keith Lee, when I talk about Keith Lee a little bit later, he's a product of WWE not having fans. Because I know for a simple fact, if Matt Riddle was in front of fans, people would be chanting, bro, which they have not done since live audiences, and Matt Riddle would be over. Matt Riddle would be immensely over in the WWE. So, how could Vince really gauge who's over or not? Usually you have the fans telling you, hey, we like this guy. We want to be behind this guy. We want to cheer this guy. You know, we want to cheer this guy. Fuck your other guy. This is the guy we want. How does WWE know what the fans want when there are no fans? So then you get Bruce and Kevin Dunn and fucking all these other fucking small dick fucking 60, 65, 70-year-old fucking cretins who don't know a goddamn fucking thing about anything. You get them in there in Vince's ear, and they're the ones telling Vince, this guy don't have it. This guy's not over. This guy is a 30-year-old fucking stoner. He's never going to be anything. Meanwhile, this guy, Matt Riddle, put on matches with Sheamus that probably would put most of the main roster to fucking shame in the last 6 months. But he's not over. How the fuck do you know how over he is if there's no fucking audience? Mr. Bruce, Matt Riddle, and everybody, until there's live human beings in this fucking venue, everybody is going to be the same way. This is why I urge Cross, Undisputed Era, Dexter Lumis, Cameron Grimes, Rhea Ripley, Tony Storm, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, which right now, every single one of these guys and women could be destined for the main roster. They are ready for the main roster now. Keep them down where they are. Because without a live audience, every single one of them will end up the same way as Matt Riddle and Keith Lee. I'm not even blaming the talent. It is Vince McMahon's sick, demented, and twisted mentality. You can't do it. You can't gauge how over somebody is because fucking Bruce Pritchard said so. Bruce doesn't know shit. Bruce wouldn't know talent if God came down and slapped the bitch right across his fucking face. He wouldn't know shit. Fuck Bruce and fuck Dunn. They don't know shit. Go watch social media. Go watch social media. Everybody that was supposed to be big is now hated because of the way you're creatively booking them. Moving on with this fucking segment. Hurt Business wins in 16 minutes. Xavier was tagged in. Kofi eventually made a comeback. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not Xavier, Hardy. Kofi, he was being beaten down. He made a babyface comeback. He tagged in a fresh Jeff Hardy. Cedric blind tagged in, took over quickly on Hardy. Hardy came back with a Russian leg sweep and a jackknife pin attempt on Cedric for a 2 count. Shelton then intervened, but Kofi drop kicked him. Kofi then did a running leap onto Shelton onto the floor. Xavier leapt over the top rope into Shelton Benjamin, but Shelton caught him and rammed him into the ringside barricade. Lashley then rammed Kofi into the barricade. Hardy and Cedric exchanged near falls in the ring. Lashley blind tagged in, went for a hurt lock on Jeff Hardy. Hardy elbowed free. He then avoided a charging Lashley in the corner. So Lashley went shoulder first into the ring post. Cedric knocked Hardy off balance on the top rope. Lashley then finished him with a hurt lock and the Hurt Business win in 16 minutes. So, that is nothing more than the exclamation point on the Hurt Business getting a tag team title match. They already beat the New Day in singles matches, so they beat the New Day in a 6-man tag by not actually pinning the New Day. So they've got momentum going into TLC. That's the main word here, folks. Momentum going into TLC. We'll see what happens. But with the rumored team of Riddle and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Bros, I assume we're going to get Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander as your new Monday Night Raw Tag Team Champions. Where this leaves the New Day, I have absolutely no fucking idea. Like there's another team on this show for them to feud with while the babyfaces are feuding with the Tag Team Champions. There's not. There's only 2 teams, and Bruce is making a makeshift tag team of Riddle and Jeff Hardy because they don't have any other ideas. Lana and Asuka were backstage. Lana said she feels confident and strong about their chances to become tag team champions, but she's scared to face Jax alone. Honey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. When you're in the ring with Nia Jax, the likelihood that you end up in the emergency room is very likely. So I do not blame you for being worried. Asuka said Nia is scary. Scary in many ways, but the fact that she sucks, and the fact that Keith Lee got sent to the Performance Center and not Nia Jax is more scary than anything you could possibly imagine. Asuka said Nia is scary, but even though she's scared, she's going to walk out of the ring and face her anyway. That makes you the bravest person I know, she said. Really? More braver than us watching this 3-hour fucking nightmare? What about us? Gotta give us some credit. I am proud to be your partner. She told her to go out there and beat Nia Jax. Now, Lana was in the news. Not for any particular reason, good reason anyway. But Lana proved to be a complete dumbass. Now, in a recent interview, Lana said this, and I quote, about the Liv Morgan lesbian storyline. And I quote, I can see the story picking up at any time again, any day. You know? Like, I think it's a very, very compelling story, and I would love to revisit it. So that's what I was told. That we're going to revisit it at some point. So I'm looking forward to revisiting it at some point. We asked around about her statement, says Ringside News, and they have been told that there is no consideration at this time to bring Lana and Liv Morgan back together. That storyline is long gone in the eyes of practically everyone at this point, Vince McMahon is a tight circle of people he listens to. Bruce, Dunn, and other fucking geeks in the community. The WWE community, that is. Vince McMahon listens to who he wants to listen to. And none of them are pulling to revisit it at all. Bruce Pritchard is a main reason why Liv Morgan slipped down the priority list after Paul Heyman pulled for her backstage. There's another one of those situations where Bruce Pritchard is doing negatively towards a talent that Paul Heyman was very high on. I wonder why. There's something there between Bruce and Paul Heyman. Now, we were also told that brand lines are another obvious issue in this situation. Lana is on Raw. Liv is on SmackDown. I'd like to see how that is pulled off, says one of their sources. This situation seems to be one where Lana said something in an interview to get people talking. If that's the case, then her plan worked. If she said what she was told to say, and there are plans for a storyline to continue with Liv Morgan, then it's news to everyone that we, here at Ringside News, spoke to. End quote. I don't know why, if you're Lana, you want to revisit that. And I don't know why you would ever want to bring that upon Liv Morgan again. Now, she ain't doing much of anything on SmackDown with Ruby Riott, but being in a tag team doing nothing with Ruby Riott is better than being in a lesbian storyline with Lana. I don't see how the two are even comparable. So Lana clearly is a fucking idiot, and Lana said whatever she had to say to get people talking about Lana because Lana sucks. Simple. So Lana went up against Nia Jax, and folks, if I told you that this match meant anything and I took notes during this match, I'd be fucking lying to every single one of you. Lana took down Jax with head scissors. Now, that is a unbelievable feat in its own right. Well, let me reiterate that. Lana took Nia Jax down with head scissors. I didn't even know that was fucking possible. A, for obvious reasons, and B, Lana sucks. I'm shocked she even knew what fucking head scissors were, man. Seriously. This ain't a fucking beauty parlor. Head scissors. Okay? She took Nia Jax down with fucking head scissors. So, Jax didn't like that. She went right after her in the corner and set up a Samoan drop off the second rope. Lana slipped free and knocked Jax off the top rope and then leverage pinned her over with a jackknife cover for a 1, 2, 3. And Asuka was shown celebrating backstage with Lana beating Nia Jax. After the match, Jax and Lana gave her attacked Lana. Jax attacked Lana and gave her a leaping leg drop. Shayna Baszler then came into the ring, twisted her legs as Lana begged her to stop. Shayna Baszler took off her wrestling boot, removed her sock. She was just bending the joints back. Jax then leg dropped Lana's twisted and vulnerable leg in this position. Asuka came out for the save, knocked Baszler and Jax out to ringside. She checked on Lana, who was in the ring crying, and Asuka was there to save the day and console a crying Lana. Is Lana going to be at the pay-per-view? I don't know. Somebody told me on Twitter that Lana was removed from the pay-per-view. I doubt it. They got nobody else. Who else are they going to put in that situation? It's going to be Lana and Asuka winning the tag team championships, and Lana is going to do the unthinkable by pinning somebody while she's one-legged. Who else are they going to bring in? Eva Marie? Who else are they going to bring in to replace Lana in a tag team with Asuka? Can you imagine? Or is it going to be a 2-on-1 situation and Asuka is going to take the titles for herself? Either way, folks, I don't care. And neither do you. Nia Jax was pinned. Finally, after all these weeks of asking, why are they protecting Nia Jax? Why are they pinning Shayna Baszler? Nia Jax was pinned by Lana tonight. And even in this loss, Nia Jax was better protected than Shayna Baszler. Elias was in the ring. Stood in the ring with his guitar. He talked about being nearly electrocuted. I think being electrocuted is a better fate than watching 3 hours of this fucking terrible program. And doctors said it would have ended any ordinary man. But he's no ordinary man. He said he was baptized with lightning. He said he had visions of his purpose. And then he introduced Jackson Riker as part of his future. Riker had a microphone. Yes, Jackson Riker, who is the new lackey for Elias, the ex-forgotten son. Now he's really forgotten. We got Jackson Riker with the microphone. He said he is there to stop Elias being attacked and wronged by others. Well, listen, Mr. Riker, we are attacked every Monday with terrible creative, and we are wronged by Bruce and Vince every single Monday and Friday. Do you plan on doing anything about that? Never mind Elias being interrupted. What about us? You going to take care of that? Maybe. I'll become a fan. Riker says he's there to stop Elias being attacked and wronged. Elias dedicated his next performance to Lana. Why, I don't know. But he was interrupted by R-Truth. R-Truth, the 24/7 champion. R-Truth, folks. Keep that in mind. He apologized for interrupting his performance last week on WWE Main Event. I am not an interrupter, he said. Elias asked, well, you do know that you're interrupting me now. Truth, he didn't give an answer. He said he didn't want to interrupt, so Elias strummed away on his guitar, and we got Eric of the Viking Raiders, Akira Tozawa, Drew Gulak, who is training Keith Lee at the Performance Center, training Otis at the Performance Center, training Omos at the Performance Center, training Dabakato and Mace at the Performance Center, because as big men, they can't work. Drew Gulak chasing the 24/7 championship. The guy that's training Keith Lee at the Performance Center. Just want to make sure you guys are aware. Drew Gulak, Graham Metalik, Lindsay Dorado. So, Riker beat them all up. And then R-Truth fled through the WWE virtual geeks in the Thunderdome crowd. Folks, Elias was supposed to undergo gimmick changes. He was supposed to undergo a renaissance of sorts. Introduce Jackson Riker. How? And I mean this wholeheartedly. I really do. I think the pairing has potential. If you really want to go and do something different with Elias. How am I supposed to take this seriously? How is anybody supposed to take this seriously if Elias is introducing this giant human being as his roadie, bodyguard, whatever, enthusiast? He's an Elias enthusiast. How am I supposed to take this seriously if everybody from the catering department came out and interrupted this segment? The fact that Elias is being interrupted by all of these geeks chasing the 24/7 title means that whatever is going on with Elias and Jackson Riker is a fucking joke. It means that it's not important. WWE wants you to think it's important, but it's not. It's just another aspect of a terrible program. That's all it is. That's all it is. And nobody will take Elias seriously after tonight because they seen this interrupt Elias. Miz says he thinks Styles is trying to get on his good side, but he doesn't appreciate what he said about him the other week when he said it's easier to beat him than Drew. Morrison said he had a point. He asked Miz if it would be easier to beat Styles if Styles cashed in on Drew than to just cash in against Drew. Keith Lee walked in. He had a coin. Like he was fucking Two-Face from Batman. Probably where they got the fucking gimmick anyway. Somebody watched another Batman film. Maybe they watched Batman Returns with Val Kilmer and Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey. I don't know. Keith Lee walks in like he's the fucking Two-Face, flipping a goddamn fucking coin. Miz called heads, but wondered what the rules were. It was a coin that landed on heads. He celebrated, and Lee said, hey, you both won, but that's the only thing that they're going to win. Ha-ha! Keith Lee thinks he's going to win on Monday night. After I read reports that Vince McMahon apparently doesn't deem Keith Lee a guy that has it. Unreal. So, we're getting Keith Lee versus AJ... Actually, not AJ. Miz. I would rather see Keith Lee versus AJ Styles. Believe me. Keith Lee versus Miz and Morrison in a 2-on-1 handicap match. But before we get into that, guys, I gotta take a little bit of a break, man. This show sucks. Really. Monday Night Raw is so terrible, man. I swear to God, I can't even stand talking about this shit. I gotta watch this show for 3 hours and then talk about it for another 2. Can you imagine, man? Seriously. Salrex asks me every single week, how the fuck do you do it, bro? I don't know. Good thing I'm taking my goddamn vitamins, man. Good thing I am taking my goddamn vitamins. Do you guys take multivitamins? Give me a 1 in the chat, live on the post show, if you guys take a multivitamin. Do you guys even know what's in your multivitamin? Most of you probably don't. I would say all of you probably don't. Sugars, GMOs, synthetic filters, artificial colorants. Not to mention, man, animal byproducts like sheep's wool and gelatin from hooves and hides. They're all ingredients that you're gonna find in your multivitamin, man. That sounds disgusting. I'm sorry. That sounds as bad as Bruce's creative writing. But Ritual multivitamin is not your typical multivitamin. Ritual's clean, they're vegan friendly, and they're made with key ingredients and forms your body can actually use with no shady extras, man. I've been taking Ritual for a few weeks now, and I'm loving it, man. I really am. Knowing that I'm taking something that's organic and something that is genuine like Ritual is a great proponent. But you know how these vitamins, man, you go to the vitamin shop and they're almost as big as a horse pill? They're huge. They expect you to take this huge-ass vitamin, right? These vitamins, let me tell you something, when you take them, they're not that, number one. And number two, they got a minty aftertaste, which makes the entire process so much better. It's easy, man. It really is. With that minty aftertaste, that's one of my favorite things about the Ritual vitamin. Ritual is formulated with key ingredients including vitamin D to help fill gaps in the diet, fresh-tasting delayed-release capsules designed to dissolve later in the stomach so you guys can take them with or without food. And you'll always know where your nutrients come from thanks to Ritual's one-of-a-kind visible supply chain. So, I love it, man. And I'm telling you guys, you need a good multivitamin in the cold of the winter. Believe me. You guys deserve to know what's in your multivitamin. That's why Ritual is offering all my listeners tonight on the Monday Night Raw post show right here on Off the Script 10% off your first 3 months. All you guys have to do is visit ritual.com/script to start your Ritual trial today. And I want to thank them for supporting the Monday Night Raw post show right here on Off the Script. Awesome product, man. I never put my name to anything that I do not believe in. Keith Lee versus Miz and John Morrison. This went 10 minutes. This went 10 minutes, man. Miz and Morrison were taking it to Lee 2-on-1. Keith Lee came out. He was very intense. He was very, I want to say, intimidating, right? He looked big. He looked mean. He looked angry. He looked like a prototypical WWE big guy. And Vince McMahon told him, you got to do this, and this to look like a mean, menacing, large individual on Monday Night Raw. You're a big, bad, big guy, right? The thing is, folks, when I look at Keith Lee the way he was tonight, and you know, if you watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The thing is with Keith Lee, if you watch Monday Night Raw and you see Keith Lee tonight, you know it was nothing but a forced agenda by the powers that be. Triple H never had to force anything with Keith Lee. Keith Lee never forced anything upon us when he was in NXT. Keith Lee was always the type of guy that if he wanted to be jovial or lighthearted, not serious, then he would do that. If he wanted to be himself and talk in his limitless tone, right? And he wanted to sound all, intelligent and just over the top with the way he said. That's Keith Lee. That was genuine Keith Lee. And then when he wanted to get serious, he got serious. When Karrion Kross destroyed Dominik Dijakovic in NXT, Keith Lee got serious because that was Keith Lee's best friend. Right? Why would you force Keith Lee to be a big man on Monday Night Raw just for the sake of him being a big guy? You don't think that the fans are going to see that? You don't think the fans watching at home are going to see, well, I remember watching him for 3 years in NXT, but he doesn't really look the same as he did then, which I always say begs the question, why do you need to take from NXT and change on the main roster? It really doesn't make sense to me. And that's the vibe that I got tonight with Keith Lee. Now, I could make a separate video on this. It's a couple of days late with the news breaking, so I probably won't. So I might as well talk about it here. But Keith Lee, apparently, they're not looking good. It's not looking good on the main roster. Vince McMahon says that Keith Lee doesn't have it, according to sources. Now, Lee was among the names brought down to the Performance Center to go retrain. That would be like me saying, oh man, Freddie Freeman, he fucking shitted up in the NLCS for the Braves against the Dodgers, man. That guy's got to go back down to AAA and really work on his fucking batting stance. That would be like me telling Ronald Acuna Jr. to go back down to AAA and work on his fucking eye as he swings the bat. Your stance is not right, bro. Your swing is off. Not going to be saying that to a Ronald Acuna Jr. or a fucking Freddie Freeman, okay? That's what I feel like when I hear they sent Keith Lee back down to the WWE Performance Center. Not once have I ever heard people say anything bad about Keith Lee's in-ring performance. I've said it time and time again. Go back and watch his matches with Dijakovic. Go back and watch his match with Dijakovic at TakeOver Portland. Go back and watch his matches with Keith Lee and Adam Cole. Seriously, go back and watch Keith Lee's matches with Adam Cole. They gave this guy the North American and NXT titles for a reason. You don't give somebody who can't wrestle or can wrestle sometimes, but he sucks most of the time. You're not going to give somebody the North American and NXT titles at the same fucking time if you do not believe in their ability. Now, yes, granted, it was an AEW thing, but the guy is a damn good professional wrestler, okay? I don't know why they even call these people up on the main roster if they have nothing for them. Nothing for them. How many times have we said Dana Brooke needs to go back to the Performance Center? Billy Kay needs to go back to the Performance Center. Peyton Royce has to go back to the Performance Center. Tamina has to go back to the Performance Center. Nia fucking Jax. Lana has to go back to the Performance Center. Granted, they're all women, but they fucking suck. Has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with the fact that they're all women. They all fucking suck, okay? I'm using them as examples. Now, on one hand, I could say, well, they're bringing Keith Lee down to the Performance Center to retrain because Vince McMahon may have plans for him and he wants him to be ready when that opportunity arises. And then I look at something like tonight, when he's in a match with The Miz and John Morrison and doing absolutely nothing. He looked like a complete fucking geek. So, we all know that's the story. Him and Otis, the two biggest names, got sent down to the Performance Center because Vince McMahon was not happy with some of their in-ring work. Bruce Pritchard, I mentioned this on Saturday's show. You guys can go and watch it if you want to. I'm not going to reiterate anything from that podcast. Go and listen to it. Bruce Pritchard is said to be very influential behind the scenes and has reportedly expressed that the NXT wrestlers need better training. How many times has Bruce Pritchard walked into the Performance Center in NXT to see everybody train? All this story tells me is that Bruce and Vince McMahon, and I swear to God, man, whoever tells you otherwise, they could fucking tell me, and I look at them and say, you are full of fucking bullshit. All this tells me is that Vince and Bruce and everybody on his fucking nutsack doesn't watch NXT. They don't watch NXT. They don't give a fuck about NXT. They don't care at all about NXT. If you did, then you wouldn't be bringing Keith Lee down to the fucking Performance Center again. And Bruce Pritchard saying, I don't like the way that NXT is training their fucking talent down at the Performance Center. Really now. Really now. McMahon is said to be going off his feeling and what he's been told by people like Pritchard and Kevin Dunn and a few select others, and the people who are getting through to him that are saying Keith Lee needs more in-ring training. This is not going over well with the talent who have worked with him and praised his in-ring work. During his days in NXT, we were told that there were no complaints about Lee, and he helped others when he was there. In fact, when Lee appeared at last year's Survivor Series, when he was in the Final 2 against Roman Reigns, when he was part of Team NXT, there were rumors that Vince McMahon loved Keith Lee and felt he could be a big star when he was moved up to the main roster. Things, apparently, have changed. Ringside News cited a source saying, and I quote, we're not in front of a live crowd, so Vince can only go by what he feels, or what by Bruce Pritchard tells him, or what Kevin Dunn says to Vince McMahon on headset. End quote. Bruce Pritchard telling Vince McMahon these things also reportedly told Vince that he doesn't like the way NXT trains talent. He buried NXT talent and the way that they train to Vince McMahon. According to a report from Ringside News, the issues with these wrestlers have originated with Bruce Pritchard. Ringside News reports that Pritchard is not a fan of the way the NXT wrestlers are trained, and he said to bury, and it was said that he buried the way NXT talent trains to Vince McMahon. Pritchard has a lot of influence in the company, and aside from McMahon himself, he is said to be the most powerful behind Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. End quote. Bruce Pritchard can suck everybody's dick in this fucking live chat right now. He could suck Shawn Michaels' dick. He could suck William Regal's dick. He could suck Triple H and Matt Bloom and everybody else that is trained performers down there. He could suck their dicks. He could suck everybody collectively a bag of dicks. Like Louis C.K. says. He could suck an NXT collective bag of dicks for all I care. Okay? NXT is led by Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and William Regal with Matt Bloom. I don't know where Bruce Pritchard comes off and buries anybody that is being trained and overlooked by the greatest pro wrestler of our generation. Are you fucking serious? And you want me to take everything this guy says seriously? You want me to take Bruce Pritchard's word to be seriously? Do you know what the fuck goes on? Do you know who trains the performers down there? Triple H was already reportedly saying The Undertaker is going to be training talent down there. Can you imagine NXT housing The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, William Regal, Matt Bloom, Triple H down there in training all incoming NXT talent? And then Bruce moseying on in and saying, Vince, I don't like the way NXT is training talent. Are you fucking serious? I mean, folks, if I ever express to you that Vince McMahon and his team do not watch NXT, I mean, this is the absolute creme de la creme, cherry on top of that statement, where I know for a simple fact that I am 100% correct in saying that Vince McMahon and his team do not watch NXT. I mean, they don't give a fuck about NXT because look at what they did to bury the fucking brand. Look at the current state of the brand now. I mean, if you thought Keith Lee was good in November of 2019, how bad could the guy be only a year later? He was in the ring with the number one guy in this entire industry a year earlier, and everybody loved this man, and everybody had high hopes of this man. He was in the fucking Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar, a spot that everybody wanted Matt Riddle to have. He got it. He got it. He was immediately brought to Monday Night Raw to be in a WWE title situation with Drew McIntyre. Got his first pay-per-view win over Randy Orton. But you want to tell me that the guy doesn't have it? How the fuck do you know what he has if the fans are not there? You're going off Bruce Pritchard? You're going off a 65-year-old fucking slob who doesn't know shit about talent. The same guy that buried most of your fucking roster right now and is responsible for the fucking shit we're seeing on a weekly basis. This is the guy that you're hanging your hat on. Bruce Pritchard. Keith Lee doesn't have it. Keith Lee certainly has it. You took it away from him. You took every aspect of it away from him. There's no fans. You took his fucking theme music away, and don't give me the bullshit that, it's a CFO trademark copyright fucking publishing issue. Blow me. Blow me. If that's the case, Riddle would have new theme music. Bianca Belair would have new theme music. The Street Profits would have new theme music. Shayna Baszler would have new theme music. Keith Lee would have come out to new theme music when he lost the title to Karrion Kross at fucking TakeOver 30. You fucking red-faced fucking slob. Don't give me that bullshit. You put a singlet on him. Had him lose every fucking match on the main roster by a disqualification. How else are people going to look at Keith Lee? They're going to look at him like a loser. They're going to look at Keith Lee like a fucking loser. Can't win a match. You took his moveset away. When was the last time we seen Keith Lee do anything reminiscent of what he did in NXT? I'll give you guys a fucking 5-second head start on you telling me when the last time you seen NXT Keith Lee on Monday Night Raw. The answer is simple, folks. Never. Never. Absolutely never. Yet this is the same fucking community that wants Adam Cole on the main roster. They want the Undisputed Era on the main roster. My God, man. How fucking stupid can you guys be? Do you really hate Adam Cole that much? Seriously. How do you know who has it when it isn't even in the fucking arena? The crowd is it. If you made a list of what not to do for a fucking superstar, you did it for Keith Lee. Then you expect him to be over. All Bruce and all Vince did in this situation is say, you know what? We called this guy up, right? He's not good, which we all know he is. He's not good. Let's blame it on Triple H. Meanwhile, for the last 3 months, they booked this guy into fucking creative oblivion in every fucking situation, and then they want to point the finger of blame on Keith Lee, on Triple H, on everybody that trained in NXT, except themselves. They want to point the finger of blame. Yet I'm supposed to believe these fucking people. Right? Bruce Pritchard doesn't even know how to spell Performance Center, let alone he's burying fucking talent training down there. Bruce, when you can tell me and show me your fucking mileage on your goddamn fucking 67 Buick, you fucking piece of shit, right? Show me the fucking mileage on your car from where you left your house or you left the Amway Center or fucking Tropicana Field and you went to Winter Park, Florida. Show me your fucking GPS. I guarantee you, this motherfucker doesn't even have Performance Center, Winter Park, Florida, in his GPS on his iPhone. Guarantee it. Yet I'm supposed to believe this guy is all of a sudden now the fucking messiah of training talent. Oh, he's not ready, Vince. He's not ready. How the fuck are you going to tell somebody like Shawn Michaels that he's doing a bad fucking job training when this guy is actively trying to take Paul Heyman's position away from him, bury all the talent that Triple H fucking made successful in NXT, then they bring them to the main roster, kill the fucking talent, and then blame Triple H for him doing a bad job when it was all your fucking fault in the first place? This guy has control of 2 fucking shows, and he's done absolutely nothing but make the shows as bad as they've ever been. Bruce Pritchard needs to be fired. Fired! I urge every single person on this fucking chat to go into every video that they upload, every tweet, and use the hashtag #FireBruce. This guy is a fucking cancer to everything WWE. Everything. I'm not even there. I'm not even there. Call of Duty has their skill-based matchmaking shit, right? Get rid of skill-based matchmaking. This is our skill-based matchmaking. Get rid of fucking Bruce. Get rid of him. Keith Lee lost to John Morrison and The Miz in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Then I got people telling me, oh, it was a 2-on-1 handicap match. He's supposed to lose against 2 guys. Folks, the difference in losing to 2 guys in a handicap match. This is not a situation where Keith Lee is a Zack Ryder, or a Drew Gulak, or an Akira Tozawa, okay? Keith Lee is supposed to be the next big thing on Monday Night Raw. Would you ever see Stone Cold Steve Austin lose. And I'm not comparing Stone Cold to Keith Lee, okay? Would you ever see Stone Cold Steve Austin lose to a jobber squad on Monday Night Raw? Would you ever see Dwayne lose to a jobber squad? Would you ever see the American Badass Undertaker lose to a jobber squad on Monday Night Raw? Huh? Would you ever see anybody in that role? Anybody that is upper echelon type, tier, we know this guy is going to be it someday type of guy lose to an upper echelon type fucking jobber on Monday Night Raw? The answer is no. The answer is no. If WWE wanted to build Keith Lee as a top tier guy, they would have easily had him go over the Miz and Morrison, because the Miz and Morrison have lost fucking 9 out of their last 10 matches on Monday Night Raw. Then I got fucking geeks arguing with me. Oh, but he's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. He needs to look strong, man. Motherfucker, you must not pay attention. You must not listen to Off the Script. Otherwise, you might be listening to one of these fucking UK motherfuckers out there that fill your fucking head with wrong information. Vince McMahon doesn't give a fuck about the Miz holding the briefcase so that he's got to give him a win. The fact that he's got a briefcase works in the opposite way. He's got the briefcase. Oh, he's going to cash in whenever he fucking wants. He can afford a loss. He can afford a loss. That's why he gave him the briefcase. Because the Miz can lose, and in Vince McMahon's eyes, he's got the briefcase, so no damage done. But here we got John Morrison and The Miz pinning Keith Lee clean in the middle of the ring with no shenanigans. No cheating. Abiding by the rules of a 2-on-1 handicap match. And then in the middle of this match, you guys remember the pounce that Keith Lee did to Adam Cole? Where he shot Adam Cole 8 fucking rows from the ramp all the way into the NXT crowd. Remember that? It was like the gift of the year last year. Or it might have been this year. Who the fuck knows when it happened? I remember it. And it was awesome. The pounce tonight by John Morrison was almost a situation where John Morrison intentionally tried to fuck up Keith Lee any way that he can. I don't know what happened there. John Morrison launched himself over the top rope out of the ring before Keith Lee even put a fucking P in pounce on him. Ridiculous. But this is Keith Lee going back to the Performance Center and him being in the good graces of Vince McMahon by being a good soldier, right? Sure thing. This guy came out, he looked forced. He looked like he was just very disingenuous. And then they buried him by losing to the 2 biggest fucking class clowns on the Monday Night Raw roster. Folks, Keith Lee is fucking buried. This guy went from Royal Rumble in January, staring down Brock Lesnar, to having a Match of the Year candidate with Dominik Dijakovic in February at TakeOver Portland. This guy went on to win the North American and NXT titles in NXT, lost both of those titles, got called up, and in 3 months, this guy's year was fucking buried. Buried. Because he was placed on Monday Night Raw. He was given creative writing. His character was given to Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. Buried. And if anybody doesn't think Keith Lee is buried, you might be watching Impact. You might be watching a different fucking show. You might be watching Monday Night Raw from 2012. I don't know what you're watching. Keith Lee is absolutely dead to everything WWE. And then the rumors of Keith Lee, talking about Keith Lee, him being in the main event of WrestleMania, winning the Royal Rumble, and him being in a match with Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, a triple threat match, says WrestleVotes, proposed plans. I don't know if this is legit or not. I hope to God it's not. But you want me to think that Vince McMahon is bringing this guy back to the Performance Center, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to believe a report that he's going to be challenging for the WWE title in about 3 months when he can't even beat the fucking Miz and John Morrison? Everybody has beaten the Miz and John Morrison. Yeah, Keith Lee can't do it. Keith Lee can't do it. Fucking awful. Awful. Miz tripped Lee and Morrison landed on top. He was going for a spirit palm on Morrison, but instead swung Morrison into Miz. Miz and Morrison came back with some offense, and Miz tripped Lee and Morrison landed on top. Miz then jumped on top of Morrison, and they kind of piled up on top of each other, pinned Keith Lee. Saxton called it a lucky win. Keith Lee is lucky he's still hanging on by a thread of relevancy on Monday Night Raw. Never mind fucking lucky win for Miz and Morrison. Luck had nothing to do with it. Awful. Bray Wyatt. He was backstage. Came out to the stage as the Firefly Funhouse single, or the jingle, single, whatever, played. And Bray walked into the ring. He said he wore his Christmas sweater and that he owed Randy Orton an apology this holiday season. His puppets were at ringside. He says it was all a giant misunderstanding. He said he knows that he has a sick, deranged, twisted mind of his own. He said he knows he has things to fix about himself, but he wishes they had a chance to finish what they had started because this Sunday after he takes on him, he's not sure what's going to be left of him. He said there will be no fun and games at TLC, only sadness and pain. Yowie wowie, that's all right. So Bray decided to celebrate with some jokes on Raw. This entire show is a fucking joke. He asked, what's the best way to measure a viper? Inches, because they don't have any feet. Ha ha ha. He laughed. Puppets joined in laughing. He then said and asked, what do snakes use to clean their car windows? Windshield vipers. Please, Bruce, please. I hope you go home tonight, and I pray on everything that is holy. I pray to God that you just somehow have no fucking job in the morning. I really do. I really do. Windshield vipers? This is the extent of your creative writing. My God, if anybody laughed, I swear to God, man, go seek mental help. Really. Orton came out on the Titantron, said he vowed last week that when the time came, he'd look at the Fiend in the eye and tell him that the most evil son of a bitch on earth has come home. Said he didn't realize at the time that the Fiend would give him that chance hours later. He told Bray that after he gave him an RKO, you changed, and he appeared out of nowhere. So for the first time in a very, very long time, he was outmaneuvered. Not by Bray, but by him. He said he won't outmaneuver him tonight. Said he loves to play games, and he can't help himself. Said he should extend his little field trip to pay a visit tonight to Randy Orton. So he suggested that they play a little game of hide and seek. Bray laughed and said he can't resist the game. I accept. Do you want to play a game? Like we're in fucking Saw. I really wish Bruce was in fucking Saw. Maybe Monday Night Raw would be better off for it. Orton told him to come find him. Folks, this solidifies, no question, that this show was written by fucking 5-year-olds. Gotta be. Gotta be. Do you want to play a game of hide and seek? Yes, please. Hide me. I'll go hide. You put on the USA Network at 8 p.m., I'll go hide for 3 hours. Don't come and find me. Mustafa Ali and MACE. There was a soundbite that aired from Instagram. MACE said that for years, wrestlers like Ricochet stepped over him. But tonight, Ricochet is the one getting stepped on. Yes, I'd love to see what they taught you down at the Performance Center, Mr. Dio Madden. 3 minutes. That's all this match was worth. Ricochet's another fucking loser on this show. Ricochet went to the top rope for a high-risk move. Ali, sitting on commentary, sent Teabag to the ring. Ricochet then fought him off. Mace took over and gave him a sit-out slam for a win. And that was it. 3 minutes. Mace, Teabag, and Slapjack held him down as Ali said, "This won't end until you, Ricochet, join Retribution." Ali, listen, I love you, man. But my God, the guy's already a fucking loser. How much more of a loser can he be? How is joining Retribution in their current state any better than where Ricochet is right now? I'll leave that up to you guys. That's your fucking homework for this evening. How is Ricochet joining Retribution any better than what Ricochet is doing right now? Shayna Baszler versus Catering. 2 minutes. Baszler was in control. Brooke made a comeback. I don't know how. I don't know why I have to watch a Monday Night Raw with fucking Dana Brooke getting any sort of offense on anybody, let alone Shayna Baszler. She came back. Jax came into the ring. She shoved Catering off the top rope. Referee DQ'd Shayna Baszler. Brooke wins via DQ. After the match, Jax and Baszler double-teamed Catering. Mandy Rose made her return. Made the save. Asuka ran out. Helped Rose beat up Baszler. Rose kneed Baszler in the face. And Asuka, Rose, and Dana Brooke stood together as Asuka's music began playing as the babyfaces stood tall. Awesome. Awesome. Says nobody ever. R-Truth was backstage. He talked about PlayStation 5 being sold out everywhere. Mr. Truth! Not everywhere, bro. I got one. Where's yours? Clown. PlayStation 5 selling out everywhere. The camera panned over, and it turned out he was talking to Huskus the Pig. Bray walked in, and Bray told Huskus not to talk to strangers. Truth told Huskus, "Listen to your father." He asked Bray, "That's really your son, right?" Bray said, "Hide and seek," and then he ran away. Unbelievable, man. Unfucking believable. Bray, he went walking around the backstage area looking for Randy Orton. He saw an empty rocking chair in the back, and he studied it. He was admiring it, being that it was part of his old gimmick, which WWE completely fucking ruined, by the way. Sat down. The room was dark. The rocking chair was swaying back and forth. So he sat down. Orton walked up behind him, and he attacked him. So they piped in boos from the virtual WWE Tropicana Field geeks. Orton beat him up for a couple of minutes and then threw him into a crate. He locked the lid shut. It looked like a fucking makeshift casket of sorts. He looked around. He was nervously looking around. He saw a gasoline can just laying about in the back, because I don't know what the fuck they're using gasoline for. Maybe Titus is fucking grilling steaks outside. Out of smoking steaks. I don't know. I don't know why gasoline is just laying in the back. So he poured it all over this crate in which Bray Wyatt is now in. He took a lighter. He lit the fucking thing on fire. Crate was on fire. He walked away. So they sold this as, oh my God, how could he? On television. So Orton smiled, he laughed, he did his fucking whatever, right? So the Fiend popped out of this crate that was on fire. Orton got wide-eyed, and the Fiend applied the mandible claw on Randy Orton. And that was it. That was it. But I'm to believe, folks, that Bray Wyatt's weakness is not being locked in a makeshift casket set ablaze. His weakness is Alexa Bliss. But you could throw this guy into a fucking casket, light it on fire, fucking lock it shut with a padlock. This guy's like fucking Chris Angel. Give him 5 minutes, he's fucking maneuvering himself out of the fucking casket. But I'm to believe this guy's weakness is the fucking woman in Alexa Bliss. Sure thing, Vince. Sure thing. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. MVP versus Riddle. This went 1 minute. Matt Riddle wins. Floating bro for the quick win. Why this was even a thing, I don't know. Lashley ran out afterwards. Riddle left quickly, grabbing his box of donuts. He took a bite of one because Vince McMahon finds him to be humorous, eating his bro nuts. Or his bronouns. Like he told Bray Wyatt earlier. I forgot to go over that. It wasn't even in the fucking notes because it was so fucking stupid. Bray Wyatt's walking backstage. He starts lecturing Bray Wyatt about pronouns instead of pronouns. Matt Riddle was supposed to be a main event world champion on the main roster. Now he is no better than R-Truth. Awesome. Main event segment, not a match. Styles and McIntyre. They tried to sell you on this match. Styles noted that they never faced each other one-on-one. He said he needed to dive deep into who Drew is and find out who exactly he is. He said he was a little surprised, even shocked, that it took him 19 years to climb the WWE mountain and be the champion he is now. How is this possible? Drew said he will do whatever it takes to retain the title. He told Styles to ask himself if he will do the same thing. The belt was then raised above the ring with some dramatic fucking music playing. Styles asked Drew, what if it's not just me you have to face at TLC? Miz and Morrison then knocked the ladder into Drew. Styles joined in on the beatdown. Styles climbed the ladder after this beatdown, grabbed the belt, and Styles made a statement by grabbing the title, ending the show holding the WWE Championship, almost grabbed the chair. He grabbed the table. He aided AJ Styles in this attack by not doing really anything but handing him tools of the trade. Miz and Morrison got taken out. But it's amazing how they just disappeared at the end of the show. It's like AJ beat the living shit out of this guy at the end of the show. Where the fuck are you with your briefcase, Mr. Mizanin? I mean, give me a break, bro. Seriously. You know, I'm supposed to take this show fucking seriously. Folks, this segment did absolutely... First of all, it is fucking cheesy as fuck. That the ladders are out there, the tables are set up, the fucking titles hanging from the ceiling. What are we, fucking 5? What is this, our first go-around for a TLC fucking pay-per-view? Give me a break. They treat everybody like a fucking nonsensical fucking buffoon on this show. Just like how they get 30 fucking guys. Oh my God, the Royal Rumble! Like, I've never seen a fucking Royal Rumble match before. Bro, you ain't selling me shit. You're selling me fucking garbage. You're selling me the lack of creativity on your side, okay? I don't need ladders. I don't need fucking belts hanging. I don't need tables. I don't need chairs. Just sell me some good dialogue, okay? All we got was same old shit, selling a TLC pay-per-view, Miz completely disappearing after the champion was beat down into oblivion tonight, and then the champion being beat down with the challenger, holding the championship on the ladder, pretty much telling you that the challenger is not winning the WWE title on Sunday. And that was your Monday Night Raw. And that was your Monday Night Raw. Simple, folks. That was it. I hate this show. I really do. I'm in such a terrible fucking mood when this shit is over, man. I really am. Anyway, guys, that is the review. If you came for the review, listen, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you putting up with my shit. All I want is the shit to be better. I really do. I just want this show to be better, man. Am I wrong in wanting this show to be better? I feel like I'm fighting this all by myself. Like, who else is in this fight with me? Who? Why is this show so bad? You guys came for the review. And you don't want to hang out for the Super Chats, man, which are open right now. Get your Super Chats in. I'll see you guys on Wednesday with Jesse. We got a lot to go over on Dynamite. feel like the show's going to suck on Wednesday, but we'll see. We'll see, man. Just wait till TLC. You'll be proven wrong. Proven wrong about what? Drew McIntyre's going to lose the title after winning the title and not defending the title for a second reign. My God, man, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. I'll tell you that, man. Seriously. Anyway. If you want to hang out, man, you're more than welcome to. If not, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Hit that thumbs up, please. Let's try for 750. We're about 130 away from that. Let's try for 750. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, man. I give it to you like I gave it to you tonight every single week. There's no holding back here. There's no holding back here, bro. You ain't gonna get this type of opinion or mindset about the current product than right here. No, nobody, legitimately nobody gives it to you like I do. Let's go over these super chats, man. Gregory Benson with a $9.99 super chat. While Lana and Nia were in the ring, Holiday Baking Championship was on Food Network, and this one lady was making a delicious tiramisu truffle, and this other lady was making pound cake with pistachios. Bro, you speak in my language when you're talking about A, pistachios, number one. I love pistachios. And B, tiramisu. What is better than cake and fucking espresso, bro? Oh my goodness. Fire Bruce. Everywhere. Get it trending. Fire Bruce. He's got to go. Gregory also says the tiramisu was probably better than anything Titus would bake. Listen, man, don't downplay Titus Bakery, bro. I'm telling you right now. They're up and coming. They're up and coming. You don't want to fuck with them. He also says, while this 24/7 garbage was on my TV, they were making delicious Charlotte Royale. Nothing to do with the robot, though. Charlotte Royale? What the fuck is that, bro? Just based on the name, I won't eat it. Which our firmware update is now at 14.6. Probably. Is that how many title reigns she's going to have when she comes back? 14? Gregory, thank you for the $25 super chat, brother. Dayron Sanders with a $20 super chat, man. What up, JD? At midnight, it will be my birthday, 36. Sending you this super chat early, hopefully to receive a birthday shout out and the biggest guitar solo and beer mug from the chat. Pilot the Return is no question my theme song of the year. Bro, listen. How many times I get fucking people in the chat after the podcast publishes to YouTube? What's the theme song? Can I find the theme song, man? Asshole, look in the chat. Look in the fucking description. It's right there. Pilot the Return. That's all you gotta do. Dayron, happy birthday, brother. 36. I will be turning 39. I don't look it. This is my young beast. I got gray in my beard thanks to this fucking show. But I'll be turning 39 in February, man. I don't feel it. I don't look it. And happy birthday to you, man. Cool Jags, $4.99. I told you, JD. Now you have to sing it with me. Oh, bask in my burial. Oh, bask in my burial. I wish I had fucking auto-tune on this fucking thing. For he is limited. Absolutely fucking buried is Keith Lee. Bask in his burial, folks. Bask in his burial. Sucks, man. Keith Lee is awesome. I love Keith Lee. I really do. He probably thinks I fucking hate his guts, man. I'm over here fucking defending the motherfucker. Seriously. Nice man, I see you, brother. I look 25. I look 25, says nice man. Damn right, motherfucker. Damn right. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Orion sure loves setting Bray on fire. Oh, you mean Orton? Orion. I thought you were talking about Metallica's Orion. Gregory Benson with a $4.99. JD, I would much rather have your audience watch Food Network than Monday Night Raw. Wouldn't you agree? Bro, Food Network is king in my household. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Dusty Rhodes sees something in someone. Vince and Bruce, I'm about to end their whole career. Fuck Bruce and Vince. That's all I gotta say. Jacob Donnelly with a $5 super chat. AEW recreating scenes from A Christmas Story is more entertaining than Monday Night Raw. I haven't seen anything from that, but I'm sure we'll see it on Wednesday. Timelli in the chat. JD, I don't know how you're handling New York City, man. Easy. I stay home. I was going to drive up, then I found out you got to quarantine and be tested beforehand. Bro, you don't got to listen to these fucking restrictions. Just go about your goddamn business. Where you going? You don't got to be tested. Who's getting tested? Fuck out of here, man. DC is going to be the same soon. The situation is the shits, man. Bro, listen. Cuomo's a fucking asshole, bro. Don't worry about it. Edgar Estrada with a $20 super chat. Hey, goon bro. After seeing a bit of 24 Keith Lee when Vince lied to his face, I said to myself, this company continues to shit on most of the talent. Thank you for being so damn good. Enjoy some Guinness on me, OTS for life. Edgar, I love you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Nightmare Before Christmas on Raw. Christmas Story on AEW. Christmas counter programming. Whatever AEW does is better than Monday Night Raw anyway, bro. They apparently beat Monday Night Raw in the 18 to 39, I think, or something like that. What demographic did they beat Raw in? The 18 to 34. 18 to 34 demographic, I think it is. This Raw sucks, man. DX Drifters with a $5 UK. I am fully convinced now that the only way for WWE to get better is the immediate termination of unholy WWE Trinity, Bruce, Dunn, and Vince. Got to. They gotta go. Gotta go, man. Raul in the chat, how would you fix Keith Lee? Simple. Send them back down to NXT. Magician Sapphire, $10 super chat. Thank God for JD and OTS Raw review. It's the only thing that makes Monday Night Raw tolerable. Bro, I will always be here, man. Always. Do not watch Raw. Mr. Cake, $5 super chat. Ever since the Nick Aldis situation, Bruce Pritchard doesn't deserve to say that someone doesn't have it. Also, get Road Dogg out of NXT. I think Road Dogg's a fucking plant, to be honest with you. I really do. C-Nation, $10 super chat. Here's a scary thought. If Vince McMahon dies 30 years later at age 100 and is still the CEO, that means Triple H will have to take over at age 80. And you, JD, will be 70. Man, is it going to be that long before Vince is gone? Saeed with a Canadian $5. If called up, Cole would be buried beyond repair. Strong would be a jobber. O'Reilly would be sent to 205 Live, and Fish would be in catering. And he would be a VIP. Bro, the Undisputed Era on the main roster will absolutely be fucking dead. Dead. I don't want to think about it. It's quite embarrassing, honestly. Zion with a $1.99 super chat. Who do you see taking the title off of McIntyre? I don't even give a shit. I really don't. I don't care. Could be Adam Cole. That means Adam Cole would have to win the Elimination Chamber or the Royal Rumble, and we know that's not going to happen. He could lose the title to Roman Reigns in the unification match at WrestleMania if they want to go that route. I don't know. Lesnar? Who knows with these fucking people? They'll probably put it back on Brock Lesnar. Christopher Elliott with a $5 super chat. Monday Night Football was better than Raw, even though the Cleveland Browns lost 45-42. Sorry about that if you are a Browns fan. And my thoughts and prayers go out to the Cleveland Indians and your fans. The fact that they're taking the Indians from the Cleveland Indians is a fucking disgrace, to be quite honest with you. Cancel culture at its finest, man. Fuck off. Majin Styles with a $5 super chat. Thank Christ I didn't watch Raw. I was watching classic House of Glory content. Also, can I get a happy birthday shout out? Because today's my 34th birthday. Well, good on you for watching Hog content, bro. Hopefully we could be back soon. And happy birthday, man. Happy 34th birthday. Awesome. Kelly with a $10 super chat. Didn't see Raw because I was watching How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Did Bruce Pritchard star in that? How Bruce Stole Monday Night Raw should be a new Christmas fucking movie. I feel like I want to pull a Grinch myself by stealing women's tag team and 24/7 title belt and get it far away from WWE. I would absolutely do the same thing. Two worthless fucking pieces of equipment or prop by WWE. And then Jonathan literally didn't even watch this crappy show. Only came by to support your brother. Keep spitting the facts that you do and the amazing work, my man. I appreciate you, Jonathan. You are a beast. Thank you for the $4.99, man. I fucking hate this show, bro. I really do. I really, really do. I am so fucking exhausted, man. Mondays are the worst. They really are. You guys make it tolerable, though. You really do. Got a big week ahead, guys. We got AEW on Wednesday. We got Season 1 of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War on Thursday, so I'll be live on Twitch. Friday, SmackDown. Saturday, Off the Script. Sunday, TLC. Big weekend. Inverted. Tip of the hat, my brother. Much love. Same back to you, man. $2.99 super chat. Appreciate you, man. See you on Twitch tomorrow, bro. Guys, make sure you sign up for the Patreon page. If you guys want to support, the best way to do that this holiday season is the Patreon page. Tier 1 and Tier 2. Sign up annually. Get yourself a exclusive Off the Script baseball mug, insignia logo mug, t-shirt. We started to send them out already. Hoop Media is doing a fantastic job with that. Follow me on Twitter, man, at JD from NY206. Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you're new around here, man, please hit that subscribe button, man. You'd be surprised how many people watch the show and have not subscribed to the channel yet. It's fucking bizarre. It really is. It really is. Like 50% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed. What are you waiting for, dude? What are you waiting for? Check out the other videos that you might have missed. Links are down below. Mouthmasker.com/OTS. Bonfire. Go get your t-shirts down below. All that stuff, man. And Ritual. Ritual.com/script. Sign up. Get you 3 months, man. Awesome stuff. I'm taking my cold beverage. Getting in the Mustang. I'm looking at it right outside, man. It's a little chilly. It's going to snow tomorrow. But the windows are going to be down. I want to see those guitar emojis in the chat. Blast that volume up to max. Pilot is coming on, man. You guys know what to do. I'll see you guys later. Twitch tomorrow. And Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. See you guys later, man. Peace.